Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to tell you a story about the law of attraction. So, when I first got to Trenton State Prison, they walk you in the door, and there's a big portrait painting of a lion on the wall, and it's like broke down in tears. And I guess that's them telling you, like, we don't care how bad you are or how bad you think you are, we're about to break you down. And they put you in the hole, like, you could have stabbed the cop or you know done anything. You get in trouble for anything, you're going to the hole. But when you first get there, they put you in the hole. They call it emergency housing. They say, oh, we don't have a bed for you, so you got to stay in the hole until a bed opens up. So it's called One Left. As a matter of fact, if you want to see what it's like, I was actually in the same cell as there's a movie that was filmed, and it's got Denzel Washington in it. It's called The Hurricane, and there's a scene in that movie where he like breaks down mentally because he goes to the hole, and like he gets all hairy, and that's real too, because they don't let you shave back there. You don't get no razors. You don't get any type of commissary or property. So it's a lot like what it shows in the movie. And anyway, after 6 weeks, they finally came and got me, opened the door, said, come with us, cuffed me up, took me down the hall, walked me in this little room, and there was a lady in there, and I sat down at the desk, and she said, I'm Dr. Adrian Seraphin. I need to make sure that you're not homicidal or suicidal before we put you in population. And I said, no, I'm not homicidal or suicidal. Please get me out of the hole. Actually, first, before I said that, I said, seraphim are angels. And she said, yeah, I know. So, anyway, I told her, no, I'm not suicidal or homicidal. Get me out of here, please. Put me in population. So she said, okay. Then she said, hey, you should join my positive thinking class. It'll get you out of the cell. And I said, I'm all about positive thinking. I said, because if I wasn't, I would have hung it up a long time ago. And, that was the truth. At a certain point, when you're in the situation that I was in, you have to make a decision, basically sink or swim. You're going to succumb, you're going to lay down and die, you're going to let this beat you, or you have to make a choice. Like, no, I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna keep going and make the best out of my life. Expand my mind, improve myself, and make the best of a bad situation, which is what I did. And so I told her, yes, sign me up for positive thinking. So I went to population. They put me on 3-wing. About a week later, they came, opened the door. They said, Gentry, you got positive thinking in the school. So I got up, went down to the school, went into the classroom. The very first day of class, Dr. Seraphin pulls out this book called The Secret. A lot of you guys may have heard of this book, but I'm here to tell you that that's real. For those of you who haven't heard of The Secret is the law of attraction. And basically, it's like this. Positivity attracts positivity. Negativity attracts negativity. And we did this exercise, and what we did is we made a vision board. And what you do is you make a list of what you want out of life. Like, it could be anything you want. It doesn't matter. So I asked myself, well, what do I want? And obviously, number one on my list was I wanted my freedom back. I wanted to go home. I wanted out of that place. I want to go home to my mother. And I always envisioned walking out those doors with the song Mama, I'm Coming Home playing, and my mother coming there to pick me up. And number 2 on my list was that I wanted a home. I wanted a house. It didn't have to be a mansion, just a modest house, but I wanted it to have stone. Didn't even have to be built out of stone, but it have stone veneer around this house. And I wanted it built into the side of a hill. I wanted like half of it covered up in the hill and half the house coming out. Number 3, I wanted a 2012 red Ducati Diavel with brushed aluminum intake fairings. I had the centerfold out of a magazine. You know, that's the year it was. It was 2012, and that bike had just came out, and I was in love with it, and I wanted that motorcycle. And number 4, I wanted a blue and white American Bully that was a female, but that was badder than any boy dog out. And I could see that dog in my mind. You know, I fantasized and daydreamed about that dog. And so I did that. The trick is once you make your list, you thank the universe or God or whatever your higher power is, and you be happy and you be positive, and you don't just believe that it's going to happen, but you know that it's going to happen. And that's the whole trick. That's what you do. And I did that. I did that for several years, and after about 3 years of doing that, I can remember one day thinking, well, maybe I'm not doing this right. You know, it's not working. Nothing's happened yet. And it wasn't very long after I had that thought, 3 weeks, maybe a month later. Matter of fact, it was on my birthday. And I got a whole other story about that day too. I don't know how long I should make this video. I could tell it now, but I'm bad to like get off on tangents and get off the subject. But I guess for this video, we're talking about the law of attraction. We'll save that other video, that other part that happened that day for another movie or video. But yeah, it wasn't very long after that they came. They said, "Gentry, pack it up." Came with cardboard boxes. Now, I wasn't going back to the county at that point. I got transferred to another prison. I got transferred from Trenton State Prison to Rahway State Prison. And if you want to see Rahway State Prison, that's also in movies. Like, there's a movie with Sylvester Stallone called Lockdown, where they like are working on this car out in the yard, and they like doing donuts out in the yard in this car. Well, I used to walk that yard every day. And also, I think part of Tango and Cash is filmed in Rahway. But anyway, I had been writing letters to classification, and I had been telling them that if they would transfer me to Rahway, that I'd be able to get visits, which technically wasn't really true. I just wanted to go to Rahway because you could get guitars down there. And I thought, well, if I got to do 35 years, at least I can. I always wanted to learn how to play guitar. Like, so when all that happened and I had my life taken away, I thought a lot about all the things that I wish I had done, and now I may never get to do. And learn how to play guitar was one of those things. And I got another story about that too, but we will stay on subject for now. But anyway, so I got sent to Rahway, and I was very happy about that because I was on top of the world, really, because everything about Rahway was just a little bit better than Trenton. The food was a little bit better. You got more yard time. Like, it was a good move. And I thought that was as good as my life was going to get, really. I mean, I still believed, you know, I'm not going to say I believed. I knew one day, you know, I was going to come back from it. And I was at Rahway for 5 weeks, and my conviction was overturned. I got sent back to the county jail, and I actually told the prosecutors, I said, look, if I'm guilty of anything, I'm not saying I'm guilty of anything, but if I'm guilty of anything, It's simple, reckless manslaughter. It's not aggravated manslaughter. Like, the difference between the two is reckless manslaughter is that you showed an indifference for human life and ignored a possibility of death. Now, aggravated manslaughter is you showed an extreme indifference for human life and ignored a probability of death. You know, in my case, I was in a bar fight. I agreed to go outside and fight this guy. I did not mean to kill anybody. I wouldn't kill somebody on purpose. I'm actually a real peaceful guy. Like, you know, despite how I may look, you know, a lot of people think I look scary, but I'm actually a super cool dude. So the prosecutor said no. There's no deal. I told him, look, I'll cop out to the maximum for second-degree manslaughter, which is 10 years with no early release. But I already had 7 in, so I would have been halfway house eligible. I could have hit the streets, got a job at McDonald's or something, been eating street food, and to me that was a dream come true. So I told him I'll cop out. I'll plead guilty to second-degree manslaughter and take the maximum. And they said, absolutely not. You're going back to trial. We're going to smoke you. We're going to give you 85 years this time. And so they forced me to pick another jury. And I beat them. I was exonerated. I was found not guilty by all 12 jurors. Matter of fact, I'm still friends with 1 or 2 of them. And yeah, it's a wild story. But long story short, I sued them for wrongful conviction, wrongful imprisonment. I settled out of court. I got some money. I bought that house with the stone siding in the side of the hill. I bought the Ducati, the very same bike that I had looked at all those years on my wall. I have my freedom. And come here, baby. Come here. Check this out. Look at this beast. That's my baby. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, man. That's a true story. Everything that I asked for came true, and I'm still working on it. I'm still making goals and making all my dreams come true. And hope you guys like this video. There'll be more to come. Thanks again to Joe Guerrero, because this whole YouTube thing is also something that I kind of have like dreamed about doing, and I always thought about doing and thought that I should do, but I just didn't know where to start, didn't know what to do. And as fate would have it, I got together with Joe, and he's kind of coaching me through this and helping me make this happen. So this is another something else on my list, something that I've always wanted. It's happening now. So I appreciate you guys stopping by, and there's going to be a lot more to come, and I'm anxious to interact with you guys. Till next time. Thanks for watching.